Hi everybody and welcome to another exciting episode of the Ungrownups video transmission. Today we're not going to be reviewing a figure, we're not going to be doing an unboxing, we're going to be doing something a little different. Some of you guys may know that for the last year and a half, me and two of my best friends, Randall and Mike, have been producing a podcast. We did it for, I think it was somewhere around 27 or 28 episodes. We were uploading them to like iTunes. You could find it on our website, ungrownups.com. And there was just a natural break last year, not in our friendship, of course, but in taking a break from the podcast. What ended up happening was Randall and his wife got pregnant with their first child. I became the lead artist on a 100-page graphic novel that I'm still working on that should be coming out later this year. And so it just was a natural time to like kind of stop working on the podcast for a while. Well, now here we are at the end of February 2014. I'm starting to feel the bug to start recording again. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to change the format of the podcast, not do an actual podcast, but do a video cast. I wanted to sort of take these reviews to the next level. And a lot of things sort of happening are sort of going on in the community that sort of has sort of kind of directed me in this avenue for the video cast. A couple of things. One, I've just made friends with Cool Collectibles. This guy is like super awesome. Met him on Facebook. We've talked over YouTube, and or maybe the other way around. We met on YouTube. We've been talking on Facebook. So I noticed that he does a series of video casts as well, and that sort of gave me the idea. And then that sort of started happening around the same time that Rhino started doing these figure talks, and and so I really enjoy the way these figure talks are going. I haven't had the opportunity to join in, Ryan. I'm so sorry about that. It's only because Saturdays is really busy. I have two young small boys, and you know, we don't get a lot of time in the middle of the week because of getting in late from work, and then they have to go to bed early. So our weekends are really our time to like sort of bond and play and get together and goof around. So weekends are really hard for me. I promise that I'll start making a more concerted effort to join in even for a little while, because these things are awesome. And so I've talked to Ryan a little bit, and I've decided that I wanted to do sort of like a companion piece to the figure talks. And now I even see that I think Rick hosted the one yesterday, since Ryan had to take a weekend off. So, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to do a companion piece. I wanted to start the podcast again. I wanted to do it as a video podcast, not do it through iTunes, do it through YouTube. And what I wanted to do is I also wanted to do it weekly. This is something that I'm going to commit to doing. And so this is sort of like a... sorry, I don't have any of this written down. It's just off the top of my head. What I really want to do is I want to kind of do like a sort of like a news show, but a news show that's very specifically catered to us, the 1/6 scale collecting community, or the toy collecting community, because I collect way more than just hot toys. As a matter of fact, I only get 4 or 5 hot toys a year, just because of the cost, the rising cost of these things. So what I wanted to do is I wanted a companion piece to Rhino's Figure Talk. So this is going to be more of a news show. Talking about some Hot Toys news, 1/6 scale news, toy news in general that just happens throughout the week that I find interesting, that I want to talk about. I also want to talk about community videos. Videos from the community spotlighting new collectors, or also talking about like pretty awesome videos that were posted in the last couple of weeks. I really want to talk about those. So it's sort of like a news show about us, about what we're doing. Let's see. Also, I've got some notes written down over here. I also want to talk about things that I'm collecting at the moment, what I'm playing with, anything I've gotten in that week or the week before, or things that I've pre-ordered, things I'm looking forward to. So that's kind of like what the gist of the show is going to be. And like I said, I'm going to try my best. To do this weekly and make it sort of like a weekly vlog. My plan is to have it up by Sunday, by midday, every weekend. So Sunday afternoons, you can grab a cup of tea, grab a beer, whatever, sit down for, just a few minutes and check out the new show that is by us and for us. I also want to interact with the community a lot, so probably what I'll do is each week I'll probably have a little segment where I spotlight the comments when this video goes up. Then maybe I'll respond to some of those comments. If I don't do it manually through the comment section, I'll probably read some of those off. Or maybe you guys can give me suggestions about what you want to hear or what you want to talk about for the next week. And we'll also kind of cover like what happened in Figure Talk, because sometimes, like we saw last time, it could be pretty interesting. So I also want to commit to keeping these things to only 15 minutes. I know that the Figure Talks are like, some of the Figure Talks have been like 12 hours long. I can't watch them all. I'm just kidding. I think the longest one was like 4.5, maybe 5 hours, something like that. But I want to keep these to like 15 minutes. I know people dig short videos, so we'll try to keep the segments really short. I'm a pretty verbose person, so I'll try to keep my talking down. And I've got a little clock going over here telling me how long it's taken me. So currently we're about 6 minutes in. This one may run a little longer, being the inaugural episode. This may run about 20 minutes. So, but I'm going to try to keep it short, sweet, informative, funny, and weekly. That's my commitment to you guys. So, couple of shout outs out there. I'm not going to be able to get everybody in, but I just want to shout out Rhino. Way to go, bro. You're doing a fantastic job of taking this community to the next level. And I hope I can help spurn this on even more. Big shout out to Mogi. Dude, you got me into this thing. You got me into Ultimate Collectors, and I really appreciate that. You've really opened up the door for me to meet all kinds of new, great, wonderful people. Rick, yours was the first 1/6 review I ever saw on Facebook, or on YouTube. I was looking a few years ago to purchase the Thor figure from the very first movie, and I went online and I Googled it, and Google returned one of your videos on YouTube, I think. And I was just like, I didn't even know reviewing figures on YouTube was a thing, and it's been pretty fantastic ever since. Yeah, that's going on 3.5 years ago or something like that. Maybe more. That's crazy. Everybody from, let's see, Rizzo, peace, bro. I hope everything's going great with your new baby. We talk on YouTube, and dude's just such a wonderful spirit. Mike Saunders, dude, I enjoy your videos all the time. Everything you put up, I dig. I love just your opinionated stuff, man. You get on and you talk about stuff and then you got to do with figures. So I hope you're settling into your new place now, and and man, yeah, just much respect and love to you, bro. Yvonne Seb, my boy Seb, who I probably talk to the most. Dude, you always crack me up. You're always cracking me up. I'm not sure what was going on with the picture of you in the hospital, so I hope everything is great. And way to go with the practical joke. You got me with the socks. I really appreciate that. That was pretty funny. I know I'm going to be missing people. Wayne's Butler, I've been talking with you recently. Dude, keep the videos up. You crack me up. You cracked me up in the last Figure Talk video when you were trying to order the 1/4 scale Bruce Wayne figures. That just cracked me up. Some other people that I've been watching, MRA, he and Hector did a neck mod video this week. That thing was pretty killer. I really appreciate you guys putting that up. And I know that I'm forgetting people. I know there's people I'm forgetting to thank or shout out or whatever. But trust me, it's not because I don't respect you or watch your stuff or whatever. It's just because I'm trying to keep this short, and I want to get to some news. So let's go ahead and get started with the very first inaugural episode of the Ungrownups video transmission, and I hope these things get smoother and a little bit better as we move along. So big news this week, Toy Fair. Toy Fair happened and came to a close at the end of last week. Some really cool stuff there that was going on. We got to see... for me personally, the Mattel Superpowers figures, I'm a huge Superpowers fan, so to see that they're going to kind of close out the DC Universe Classics line with this very specific set of figures is like crazy to me. It makes me very happy. I saw that there was a video with Scott Knightlick where he was saying that they're going to be released in 2 sets of 3, and the first set it's going to be Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. That's the only 3 I'm going to get. I'm going to get them, not even going to open them. I'm not somebody who buys figures and doesn't open them. I open everything. I play with everything. Heck, I even let my 3-year-old play with them. So, but these things I'm not going to open. These I will keep mint, because I love the big Superpowers collection packaging. That's killer. Other big news this week, NECA. I hear a lot of people pronounce that NECA. Which always kind of strikes me as funny because it actually stands for something. I think it's the North American or the National Entertainment Collection Agency or Collectible Agency, something like that. It actually stands for something. So since it's an abbreviation, I always call it NECA, but to each their own. NECA announced this week they're finally getting the likeness for Ripley, which is fantastic, because anybody who collects Aliens figures from NECA, the little 6-inch scale figures, they're actually doing a Ripley, which is fantastic. She finally agreed to having her likeness used to represent her in a toy form, which is great, because this means that maybe we can get a brand new 1/6 scale Ripley. Maybe that'll be down the road. That would be fantastic. Another really cool thing that DC Collectibles released is pictures from the Batman the Animated Series new 6-inch scale of figures. They only showed Batman and Catwoman, which is absolutely fantastic. One from the 92 show, one from the 94 reboot. And then, let's see, they also announced that the next two figures in that same wave, Wave 1, will also be Two-Face and Mr. Freeze, which is pretty fantastic. These figures look great. I'm a huge 1/6 scale Batman freak, so anything they put out like that is absolutely amazing. So, in other news, and not necessarily 1/6 scale news, but good news nonetheless, and we also got to see McFarlane Toys, The Walking Dead Rick Grimes. They're going to be releasing two new ones. One in the 10-inch scale that's going to be in scale with the 10-inch Gerald Dixon figure that they have already released, which is pretty fantastic. And we're finally getting a new prison version of Rick Grimes that actually looks like Andrew Lincoln. They've released 3 Rick Grimes figures so far. I have them all. None of them look like Andrew Lincoln. So good on McFarlane Toys to do that. Really looking forward to that. New Star Wars, the Black Series, was really big at Toy Fair. Tons of new Star Wars 6-inch Black Series figures. Black scale. What am I talking about? These figures look absolutely fantastic. They showed off the new 6-inch scale Jabba the Hutt. Are you kidding me? This thing looks amazing. I literally jumped up from my computer and ran around when I saw that. I won't be buying it because I just don't have room for it, but it looks fantastic nonetheless. The 6-inch scale Biker, Scout, and Speeder Bike. Oh, it looks amazing. We're finally getting our Darth Vader, finally getting Chewbacca, but strangely enough, no C-3PO inside. It's kind of crazy. So they look great. Some other things. I'm gonna skip the Motu Classics is winding down. They showed off Rio Blast, great. They showed off this very weird looking, weirdly vintage looking Skeletor, and it was like comments wanted, comments needed. Like, are you interested in this? I don't even know what that is, but if you're re-releasing the vintage line, I don't know. That's a slippery slope for me. Maybe 1 or 2, but I may end up getting them all. So it's best probably not even start down that road. Something that's passable but worth mentioning is the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series of figures. These are the movie figures based on the old 90s movie. They look good, but they just don't look different enough from the classic versions of the Ninja Turtles for me to warrant me picking these up. I would like to see a little more freckling and more spotting. They had a lot of zits and kind of like circles and dots all over the old rubbery toys that I always thought looked cool. But these basically are just recolored, and then they have like a new head and maybe some new detailing. It's not enough for me to want to pick these up, but they look nice anyway for the TMNT collectors out there. And then that brings us to some of the things that we've seen post Hot Toys, because, we really didn't even see any Hot Toys at Toy Fair. I was also surprised that we didn't see any new Masterpiece Transformers figures from Hasbro or Takara Tomy. I know that Takara Tomy has their own show, like Winterfest or whatever they show stuff off on, but nothing at Toy Fair, which is surprising. Even from Hasbro. I guess Hasbro was dominated, their Transformers segment was dominated by Age of Extinction figures, which I'm not even going to get into. But post Toy Fair, one of the things we've seen is Hot Toys has released pictures of the new T800 figure. This thing looks amazing. So I hear a lot of people complaining out there in the 1/6 community that they're really sick of Iron Man figures. This is kind of how I feel about Terminator figures. I'm sorry, I don't mean to draw any ire from anybody. I'm just not the largest Terminator fan. Not Terminator 1. I really love Terminator 2, and that may. I should probably just cut this whole segment. I just stop while I'm ahead. Let's just talk about the T800. He looks amazing. He looks great. I won't be picking it up, but he looks absolutely fantastic. I know there's a lot of Terminator fans out there, and I know that this figure is going to be, I know he's going to be the bee's knees for somebody. That's really going to be it for toy news. I think we kept that segment to about 15 minutes total we're running at. So I really want to take like the last 5 minutes of the show and go over a couple of community videos. Some really cool things happened in the last couple of weeks in the 1/6 scale community. Some members of the Ultimate Collectors channel and maybe some non-members of the Ultimate Collectors channel have been putting out some really cool stuff. And so, like I mentioned earlier, MRA and his good buddy Hector sat down and they did a follow-up to Tony May's neck mod on the Man of Steel neck mod video. They did their own tutorial and they showed how you can really mod the neck in a very clean and sort of easy and efficient way, and I think they did it in under 30 minutes. So I'll put a link in the about section below, so if you haven't seen that video, go check it out, because they really show you how to lower the collar, take the cape off and lower the collar, and move it closer to the shield on his chest. So if any of you guys, and it's really simple, all you need is a pair of scissors, X-Acto knife, and some gel glue. And if you got those three things, you can knock this out. It's really, really simple. It's not hard, not scary at all. It even made me feel like I may want to do it. You can see my my Man of Steel figure. Oh, I'm doing it in reverse. I can't figure it out. There it is. He's right there. So I even may do that. I may not. I don't know. But they made it look really easy. And so go check that video out. Another really cool video that happened was Rick put out a video, Clipper King put out a video a couple weeks ago called, what was it called? Clipper's Undisputed Truth. It was pretty epic. I think it was around 2.5 hours or something like that. Or maybe just 2 hours, I don't remember. But I did sit and watch the whole thing, or listen to it. I put it on at work and had my earphones in and just listen to it. And it was really cool. It was really cool to see somebody just sit down and sort of document their life in a, couched in like a collector's point of view, and sort of document their whole life and put down. That was Rick. That was pretty astounding, man. It was very entertaining, and it made me want to do something like that too, but maybe on a smaller scale. I may do something small like that and put it on as my my page video. My welcome video when you go to YouTube for the Ungrownups. So, oh, and that's something else too I wanted to kind of clear up, is that I've had some questions before, like, do I want to be called Ungrownups? But I don't want to be called Ungrownups. My name is Mark. My name is Mark Thomas. I just go by Mark. Ungrownups was the website that me and my buddy started when we did the podcast. It was just ungrownups.com. We kind of looked at ourselves, and what we did is, when we started the podcast and the website and the video reviews and all that, it was just, I'm a dad and a husband. He was a husband. We just wanted we both work in higher education. So we wanted a moment every week to where we can just sit down and not be grown-ups, where we didn't have to be adults. We could just be kids again. And that's where the podcast came from. That's where the website came from. And so we came up with the name Ungrownups, and we got it trademarked and all that. So so even though my YouTube channel is Ungrownups, you guys can just totally refer to me as Mark. I don't want to be called Ungrownups or anything like that. But yeah, that is our site. That's what we do. We still keep up ungrownups.com. It's basically like a linked up of everything I find interesting. It's mostly toys, but it's a lot of, not really reviews, but just links and photos and things that happen. It's mostly action figures. So if you're into that sort of thing, check it out. It's got some video game stuff up in there too. Oh, we're running right at 19.5 minutes. I'm going to try to wrap this up. Then something pretty awesome happened. I've already talked about Ryan's Figure Talk videos, but I'm just going to present this without commentary. Thank you very much, Ryan, for making this happen. That's pretty amazing. I was sort of watching the video and saw that happen, and I was like, all right, I think this community thing's about to start off and start going in another direction. So I'm really happy about what I saw there. That was pretty fantastic. Nenny came in and sort of, Nenny D made it it was a little tense at times, but maybe True Talk needed to be said and maybe needed to be heard. So good on you guys. You guys made me proud to be a member of this community that day. Also, that's going to be it for community videos. That's all I got for what's going on in our community. And real quick, last few things here. Okay, I see that we're closing in on 20 minutes, so I really want to wrap this up really quickly. And in this last section, I really want to show you guys some things maybe I've gotten in that week, some orders that have come in, and real quickly, I want to show off that I picked up the new series of Star Wars. Sorry, there's a glare of Star Wars: The Black Series figures. I got in Obi-Wan from Episode 3 and Bespin Luke from Episode 5. So, boy, I hope I got those numbers right, because somebody's never going to let me forget it if I didn't. I also got in for the 1/6 scale community 2 of the dynamic figure stands. These are the official stands from Hot Toys. And you can see here how they've got the figure stand right here, and both the hook support system here, and then, God, this is so hard doing it in reverse, and then the metal pole there. I got those at bigbadtoystore.com. I think they were about $25, $26, $27 a piece, something like that. I'll put a link in the description below if they're still available. I did pick up 2, so I'm not sure where I'll use those or who I'll use them with. But so, guys, really and truly, I really thank you all for welcoming me into this community, for letting me be a part of it, for even bringing my name up in the middle of Figure Talk last week, for Ryan, who thinks I'm an underrated reviewer, to Muggy, to getting me into this thing in the first place, welcoming me into Ultimate Collector's channel, for Rick to shouting me out in his videos, which he doesn't have to, but God, thank you for it, and for Wayne's Butler, for reaching out, for everybody that I mentioned before, and everybody that I happen to have mentioned. I really just want to be a part of this community. I want to give back, and I want to take what we do, our passion, our love for this thing, and I want to take it to the next level, and I want to do that drama-free. This is all about fun, and I hope that I can add something to this community and take it higher and keep pushing it to where it needs to be. So hopefully you guys will join me every Sunday for these little, like I said, I'm going to try to keep them to 15 minutes. Today's a little longer, but I hope you join me each week for this little community news show that I'm trying to do here. And so until next time, until next week, peace.